Picture this. You're 65 years old, sitting on your porch with a cup of coffee, watching the sun rise without a single worry about money. Your neighbor walks by and asks how you managed to retire so comfortably with just $500,000 while they're still working at 70. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to make that dream your reality. Because retiring comfortably with $500K isn't just possible, it's actually more achievable than most people think. Most financial advisors will tell you that you need at least $1 million to retire, but here's what they're not telling you. With the right strategies, $500,000 in the right hands can stretch further than $1 million in the wrong hands. I've spent years studying retirement planning, and what I've discovered will completely change how you think about your financial future. I'm not a financial advisor, and this information is for research and entertainment purposes only. Always consult your financial advisor before making any financial decisions. Before we dive into these 7 game-changing strategies, let me be crystal clear about something. This isn't about living like a hermit or eating ramen noodles for the rest of your life. These are legitimate, proven methods that real people are using right now to live comfortably on less money than you might think possible. Subscribe to the channel for more great content with you in mind, and download your free guide from the link in the description below. The first strategy that can transform your retirement is mastering geographic arbitrage. This doesn't mean moving to a shack in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about strategic relocation to areas where your dollar goes exponentially further. Consider this. That same $500K that might last you 15 years in San Francisco could easily stretch to 25 or even 30 years in places like Portugal, Mexico, or even certain states within the US. Take Portugal, for example. You can live like royalty there on a fraction of what you'd spend in major American cities. Healthcare is excellent and affordable. The cost of living is roughly 40% lower than the US average, and the weather is phenomenal year-round. I know couples living there comfortably on less than $2,000 per month, including housing, food, and entertainment. But geographic arbitrage isn't just about moving abroad. Within the United States, the difference between living in Manhattan and living in a charming town in Tennessee or North Carolina can be staggering. Your $500K could buy you a beautiful home outright in many American towns, eliminating your biggest monthly expense entirely. The second strategy is what I call the housing hack retirement. This is where most people get it completely wrong. They think they need to own their dream home outright, but smart retirees are flipping this concept on its head. Instead of tying up $300K or $400K of your nest egg in a single property, consider purchasing a duplex or small multifamily property. Here's how it works. You live in one unit and rent out the others. The rental income covers your mortgage, property taxes, and maintenance, essentially giving you free housing while preserving your $500K for other expenses. I know a retired teacher who bought a triplex for $200K, lives in one unit, and the other 2 units generate enough income to cover all property expenses, plus an extra $800 monthly in her pocket. This strategy is brilliant because it turns your housing from your biggest expense into a potential income source. Even better, real estate typically appreciates over time, so you're building wealth while living rent-free. Strategy number 3 is the dividend snowball technique. This is where your $500K starts working as hard as you did to earn it. Instead of simply withdrawing from your savings each month, you invest in dividend-paying stocks and funds that generate regular income. The key is focusing on companies with a long history of not just paying dividends, but increasing them annually. With careful selection, you can build a portfolio that yields 4 to 6% annually in dividends alone, without touching your principal. On 500K, that's $20,000 to $30,000 per year in passive income. Companies like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble have been paying and increasing dividends for decades, even through economic downturns. The beautiful thing about this approach is that your income can actually grow over time as companies increase their dividend payments, helping you keep pace with inflation. Meanwhile, your original 500K remains intact and often grows in value as well. Here's where things get really interesting with strategy number 4, the laddered CD and bond approach. While everyone's chasing the latest investment trends, smart retirees are using one of the most boring but effective strategies ever created. You divide your 500K into segments and invest in certificates of deposit and bonds with different maturity dates. For example, you might put 100K each into CDs maturing in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 years. When the first CD matures, you reinvest it in a new 5-year CD. This creates a steady stream of income while protecting your principal from market volatility. With current interest rates, this strategy can generate significant income while keeping your money safe. The 5th strategy is what I call lifestyle arbitrage, and it's not what you think. This isn't about cutting coupons or living cheaply. It's about strategically choosing experiences and purchases that give you maximum satisfaction per dollar spent. Retirees who master this often report being happier than their wealthier counterparts. For instance, instead of owning a boat that costs $5,000 annually in maintenance and storage, you might join a boat club for $500 per year and use boats whenever you want without the headaches of ownership. Instead of owning multiple cars, you might own one reliable vehicle and use car-sharing services when you need something different. This strategy extends to everything from gym memberships to travel. House sitting and home exchanges can give you incredible travel experiences at a fraction of traditional costs. I know retirees who've stayed in million-dollar homes around the world for free just by taking care of someone else's property and pets. Strategy number 6 is the part-time passion income approach. Retirement doesn't have to mean zero income. In fact, many of the happiest retirees I know generate small amounts of income doing things they love. This isn't about working because you have to, but because you want to. Maybe you're passionate about woodworking and can sell custom pieces online. Perhaps you love gardening and can sell vegetables at farmers markets. Or maybe you have decades of professional experience that you can monetize as a consultant for just a few hours per week. Even generating just $500 to $1,000 monthly from activities you enjoy can dramatically extend how long your $500,000 lasts. This approach also keeps you mentally engaged and socially connected, which are crucial for a fulfilling retirement. The 7th and perhaps most powerful strategy is tax optimization throughout retirement. This is where many people lose thousands of dollars annually without realizing it. The key is understanding how different types of retirement accounts and investments are taxed and strategically withdrawing money to minimize your tax burden. For example, if you have money in traditional 401ks and IRAs, you'll pay ordinary income tax on withdrawals. But if you have investments in regular brokerage accounts that you've held for over a year, you'll pay the much lower long-term capital gains rate. By carefully planning which accounts to withdraw from each year, you can potentially save thousands in taxes annually. Additionally, certain states have no income tax on retirement income, while others tax everything. Understanding these differences can help you make smart decisions about where to live and how to structure your withdrawals. Here's what ties all these strategies together. They work exponentially better when combined. Imagine using geographic arbitrage to cut your living expenses in half, implementing the housing hack to eliminate housing costs, generating dividend income from your investments, and optimizing everything for taxes. Your 500K doesn't just last longer, it can potentially last indefinitely while providing a comfortable lifestyle. The biggest mistake I see people make is thinking they need to choose just one approach. The most successful retirees I know use multiple strategies simultaneously, creating a robust financial foundation that can weather any storm. Remember, retiring comfortably with $500,000 isn't about having less, it's about being smarter with what you have. These strategies aren't theoretical concepts. They're practical approaches being used by real people right now to live the retirement of their dreams. Your retirement doesn't have to look like everyone else's. By thinking creatively and strategically about your 500K, you can create a lifestyle that's not just comfortable, but truly fulfilling. The key is starting to plan and implement these strategies now, regardless of how close or far you are from retirement. Which of these strategies resonates most with your retirement vision? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more unconventional financial wisdom that actually works in the real world.